Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at JML's Legend team for the Open Great League. We're going to have a team here with Shadow TYPHLOSION, a double Incinerate team here with a Talonflame in the back. I'm not too sure if they were running Brave Bird or not, but I'm running Flame Charge because I don't have a lot of TMs and I like Flame Charge. Flame Charge is cool, especially as a closer as well, going to allow you to do so much more Incinerate damage, but we can even analyze today which one would be better. Anyway, we're going to have some battles here. I actually did those battles quite a bit ago, so I cannot remember any of them, but yeah, they're still like from this week, but I just forgot about them, and now I want to make a video about them. So let's take a look here at the battles. We're going to have here the TYPHLOSION, which functions as a bait for water type Pokemon like the Azumarill, because you are going to be able to have the Thunder Punch, which does super effective damage here. We're going to have here basically this Pokemon as a bait for them, because we still can punish them, while we most of the time is not going to be able to win against those. We're still going to be able to do some solid damage, and with this, we're going to have now our Talonflame free, and we're going to have also the Talonflame against us now in the opponent's side there. We're going to be able to go for a fly, but it's going to be a very much uphill battle in order to try to win this one. They're going to go for their own fly very likely here. There's no need to go for a Brave Bird anymore. They swap out into the Drapion, which we are going to be able to counter with our own Talonflame. Our Talonflame has a bit of an attack investment, which is honestly really cool in the current meta, as it allows us to win CMP ties. Here, I make maybe a bit of a mistake though. What I decided to do is I catch the move here onto our Galissapod, which does not allow me to go for another charge move. Now I have to hope that the fly is going to be enough to knock them out. Luckily, that's barely the case, but this was absolutely unnecessary. Anyway, this team is going to be very good against the Tinkaton meta as well. This team was built and played before the Tinkaton meta, so yeah, it's not designed for this one, but it's still going to work out quite well against it. We have now a move start on our lead. We're going to have here the opponent's Galissapod in against us, which is great because we're going to still be able to punish them here. They're still going to be forced to go for a charge move, which we're going to use a shield against, because they're going to be able to get their shield back as well. And if shield's down, Talonflame can go to town. And so we're going to be able to go for the Thunder Punch here, get the KO, actually not shields down here, and they're going to go into their own Talonflame now, but because we overfarmed so much energy previously, we are going to be able to now go into our Galissapod, get the first shield, get the shield for them here basically with their charge move. Let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be with the fly. They're very likely going to swap out here, but that is going to be a-okay, as we're going to have our own Talonflame, which can go for the full farm down against the Tinkaton. This team is Tinkaton proof, and the opponent decides to give up already. Jumpluff is going to be a lead that I don't want to face, but my backline definitely doesn't want to face it, and we're going to see the Grumpig swap in here against us. I decided to go for the bait here, which in hindsight I kind of regret, because I think I should have just went for the hard-hitting move. I think the opponent was kind of surprised on how fast I got to the move there. I would have been able to go for the Blast Burn, I should have just went for the Blast Burn. That would have been the safe play. At this point, yeah, I have to still go for another move. At least I can guarantee realignment, which is going to be very huge for me, and they go back into their Jumpluff? Interesting. I don't really care too much, because we are going to be able to go ahead and go back into our Talonflame as they sub out into the Morpeko. That is a weakness of this team. This is definitely a big issue, but I see a steady decline of Morpeko in the current Great League meta, as Mudsteppers are kind of common, as now, yeah, I guess the matchup against the Tinkaton is not the greatest for Morpeko either. So Morpeko, it does not really have that much play in the current meta anymore. So yeah, well, this is going to be for sure an issue. Here you see me no bubbling because I need to get the buffed fast move in here to win the battle, but I can't. I don't think it will have knocked them out anyway, so I don't think it doesn't matter that the game lagged a bit there as well. It didn't put the damage onto them. But yeah, good game to the opponent. Unfortunate, but yeah, Morpeko is going to be an issue for this team. It's not unbeatable either, but you have to have it in a specific scenario, basically. Either with like energy up on the Galissapod, or where you still have 2 shields and your other Incinerate user, your TYPHLOSION, alive. That's the only way of really dealing with it. Anyway, we're going to have to deal now with the opponent's Claydol here. And I should just go straight for the charge move. Why should I do this? Because then I could incinerate them down afterwards if I really wanted to. And I should swap out here, but I don't, and they go into the Sableye, and that is a bit of a risky play. And I swap out into my Talonflame, which is even more of a risky play. I have to let the move go through actually here. Luckily it's a foul play, so it means they have Dazzling Beam as a secondary charge move. But what do I do now? Do I just sacrifice my Talonflame? No, I don't. I can still go for the Flame Charge here. That's so risky to go for the extra fast move here. The opponent gets so fast to the charge moves nowadays after the foul play change, but we're still gonna get the KO. They go back into the Claydol. Should have went for the Flame Charge for sure, just to boost my own attack up a bit, but it doesn't really matter anyway. But they're going to reveal that they have the Jumpluff in the back. This game is far from over though, because they could have acrobatics and just knock us out here. They let the move go through, which I found interesting. And with this, we're gonna get the Incinerate damage in. This is not how it's supposed to happen. And while we're gonna go down here, we still should be able to just farm them all the way. We are not able to farm them all the way down. They're outspeeding me, and this is unnecessary. I could have caught the move then on the Talonflame. I didn't expect it at all. Well played by the opponent though. Great energy management. Azumarill against Golisopod is not going to be a lead that's going to be very favorable for us, but it's going to be the lead that we kind of need to see here because our backline with a double fire backline cannot really deal with Azumarill. And so we're going to decide to use a shield here. What I could actually decide to do is try to catch a move later on if I really wanted to. But as you see here, I'm going to try to get them a little bit lower first and try to get some Shadow Claw damage in. Go for an Awkward Jet here, get them a little bit lower, but it's just not a great matchup. And I should try to catch a move maybe on the Typhlosion because it would be funny. Like, it's a resisted damage, so I don't know. Anyway, they swap out into the Ferret, and I can just get some damage onto them, which I think is my best play, as I can now go into my Talonflame, and yeah, like, they could play it out if they really want to. We can just go for the Flame Charge, and if I go for the Flame Charge here, if they shield, I could shield and just get Flies off against the opponent, but they decide to use a shield. What I could also do is I could try to use my Typhlosion here for my advantage, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. As Typhlosion gets so fast to those Thunder Punches, that's the way to go. They go into their Superior, and I should be able to just go for the full farm down, and yes, I can. The opponent is going to allow me to get that free Fast move in here even, to knock them out straight away. Now it's down to the Azumarill. I could even go for one extra Fast move here if I wanted to, but, oh, they go into the Ferret anyway, so we have to go for that. And now it's double Thunder Punch. Shadow Typhlosion will take this battle, and we can move on to the next opponent. Drapion. A matchup that's okay, but not great. What we would like to see here is some damage onto them. Like, honestly, I just want to see some damage because then we can punish them with our Incinerate users. I'm going to take a hit here, and then I'm going to swap out afterwards. The main reason is, of course, we're going to have the double weakness to water in the back twice there, and they have their own water-type Pokemon, but it's one I can deal with. And as long as I can hit one Thunder Punch, which I'm going to be able to do, I could most likely even farm them down if I wanted to. And so I decided to use a shield here, but I just hope that they don't get to another serve. After this one here, they do get to another serve, and that's going to be a bit risky because I still have the Drapion. And I should swap out after I go for the full farm down here, but I can't. Are they going to go back into the Drapion? I have to go for the Thunder Punch then straight away. I could swap out here now. Please swap out. I don't swap out. I go for the Thunder Punch. Big mistake here by me. Like, now in hindsight, I should have played this differently. I should have swapped out of here, but I didn't. So I'll waste some energy, and this might decide the battle. I could have swapped out into my Talonflame, got the free fast move through, and then tried to knock them out. But I can still try to fight back here by catching the hit onto my Golisopod. And now it depends on what they have in the back. It's going to be their own, the Golisopod, and I can go for the Flame Charge here as well, but I go for the double Fly. Fly or Flame Charge doesn't really matter in this case, because if you go for one Flame Charge, you're going to get still to your next two Flies with just two fast moves, but sadly, they're going to be able to outspeed me here, knock me out with the Awkward Jet there, and we're going to lose this battle. So, Jumpluff is going to be next. You're going to be able to swap out here, and they're going to go into their Blastoise. Again, as long as you're going to be able to somehow get alignment, that is going to be perfect. And we have really nice coverage here, of course, with the Thunder Punch, but also we have very great pacing on our Pokemon as well. And we're going to see here the benefit of Typhlosion as an anti-water type Pokemon, as you are going to be able to go for those Incinerates plus Thunder Punch. They use another shield, but they're not going to be able to align themselves. I should be even able to go for another fast move here before they can go for another Hydro, but I go straight for the Thunder Punch just so I can get rid of that Blastoise and realign myself, which is going to be so much more important against this Jumpluff. They still get to the Aerial Ace here, but we have now our Talonflame aligned against the Jumpluff, and we have our Golisopod against whatever they have in the bag. But not only this, I also have the energy here still on my Talonflame against whatever they have in the bag. So even if it's an answer for Golisopod, we are still going to be fine, I wanted to say, but not like this. This is a Chansey. I remember the battle, and I also remember that I kind of got a bit upset on myself because I should have stayed in way longer with the matchup, like with a Talonflame there. Because here we have resisted fast move pressure. And if you have resisted fast move pressure against the Chansey, you're gonna be in for trouble, for sure. Also, I should have tried to overfarm way more here already at this point. I should have just got up to 2 charge moves first. They go for the Hyper Beam, and now we are really low. Now we're gonna swap out into our Talonflame, trying to go for the Flame Charge spam to boost our own attack. But it might be already too late. They go into the Jump Bluff, they get to this move, and this is what's gonna kill me the battle here. I did not expect that they would get to the Aerial Ace that fast in time, and this is going to lose us the battle. If they would have not got to the Aerial Ace, I would have won here guaranteed. But well played by the opponent, but why the hell are you running a Chansey? So far, so okay. We're gonna see here a great lead for us and not a great swap for us. And yeah, this is a thing here. This is a cool Legend team, but it's absolutely tricky to play sometimes. It's absolutely tricky to play. There are definitely Pokemon that are going to be very difficult for you to deal with. And electric flying type Pokemon are not going to be great for you. The thing is, this team is not designed to counter those. This team is not designed to face those. And I thought here would be a great idea to use a shield because I can go for the Dynamic Punch here if I really want to, for the Blast Burn if I really wanted to. And the opponent is very likely going to decide to let the move go, as they're going to have in the back their Zapdos. I couldn't believe it. The thing is here, take a look at the rest of my team. They all one-shot. Every single Pokemon is a one-shot. Luckily, I get 2 Incinerates out in terms of damage in here already, which is great for me, but I'm still going to be in such a tough spot. Shall I go into TYPHLOSION? Shall I go into my other Pokemon here? I go into my Golisopod, hoping that they would throw early. They throw quite early, but this is the thing with Zapdos. It is so spammy. It is so strong. It's going to be able to knock us out here. It is madness. But yeah, good game to the opponent. Well played here. To be fair, Shadow Zapdos is an interesting play against the current meta. Especially, like, even in the Tinkaton meta, I think this Pokemon has a lot of play. If we take a look even at, like, the recent regional winners, I do think that, yeah, Shadow Zapdos especially would be an interesting play. Even normal Zapdos would be an interesting play, as it has play against nearly everything in the current meta. It's kind of interesting. Like, most people have, like, 1 or 2 ground types, but if you can avoid those, I feel like Zapdos is an interesting shout for the current meta, so cool play, I cannot be mad there at all. Of course, most people are running Pokemon that are ground type, but even against the ground types, you're kind of fine with this Pokemon. I know, cool one. Anyway, we're gonna be able to win the battle. We're gonna move on to the next opponent. The next opponent, actually an interesting one, because I battled them before in a regional for the spot to the World Championships. If I would have beat them in that regional, I would have went to the World Championships in Japan. And I lost. And I lost to my own mistake. And then 2 times RPS, which is kind of annoying. But I was 2-0 up against them. And then I had a battle where I like it was already long throughout the day or whatever. And I was just not concentrating right. And I make a really stupid mistake predicting something that they just didn't have in the back instead of playing it safe. Losing the battle because of that. And then I got RPS the next 2 times, which is, by the way, like if I say RPS in like this kind of context of Show 6 Pick 3, it's because the opponent predicts your backline. Like it's not like Go Battle League where it's just random battles next to each other. The opponent just predicts basically what you're bringing and try to counter that, and they were just in my head at that point. So if you get RPS in this kind of way, of course it can be luck. It's always kind of luck factor into it, but also most of the times it's just great reads by the opponent. It just shows skill from them. So it's different in terms of what kind of context you're gonna say RPS in. For Go Battle League, like Rock, Paper, Scissors is something that you cannot have any control over, like just whatever team you're gonna get paired up against. But in Show 6 Pick 3, it's a skill to basically get into the opponent's head and try to figure out what they're going to run. So shouts to you. Well-deserved win for them. Like, coming back from being 0-2 down as well for them in a finals is madness. But yeah, still, would have liked to go to the World Championships. Didn't go. But yeah, good job for them. They won that tournament as well at the end of the day, so shouts to you. Well played. Let's move on to the next opponent. Bit of story time in between. I would like to compete again in like tournaments, but I don't think it's going to be feasible for me anytime soon. Maybe in some that go like be like Germany next season or something. Would be cool, but yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. It's a bit difficult to go there. It's just very expensive and stuff like this. That's mainly why I don't like to go to tournaments. But here we're going to see the Golisopod against the opponent's Guzzlord. I decided to go into this one just to try to generate some energy, just because I know that I kind of need to keep that energy for later on and catch the move here on the Talonflame, getting more energy here up as well. Yeah, let's see. They're going to have that Weezing, where we need the energy where we need our Talonflame as well. We're going to use a shield against a potential Sludge. It's going to be a Sludge. And it's going to be a very tough battle here to win, as we will very like to see the shield from the opponent here. This is going to allow us to get the shield on them. We're going to be able to not take a Sludge. I think Sludge going to knock us out here. That's why I feel like Sludge is a bit too overpowered, and like Pokemon like Weezing. Like, they're just too good neutrally. And sadly, we're going to lose the final battle. Yeah, this is a Legend team. I still think it has some play. I feel like we faced some very weird opponents. Didn't work out that well for me, but this is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you still enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.